Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Hey, welcome back, melon farmers. It's the Big Canucker here, and we have got ourselves a little bit of a first impression, a little bit of a look. Hey, by the way, nobody mentioned my smooth chin whiskers here that I've decided to grow. Look how damn white they are. It gives me an air of sophistication, and like fine wine, I'm aging extremely well. At least that's what I want to tell myself. So, let's have a quick look at the tabletop. What we're going to do is we're going to have a first impressions video. Don't often do these, but I just decided, what the heck, let's do it. This is something that I have wanted to get in my pocket for a long, long time. They've been out for quite some time. It is actually the Benchmade Crooked River. Now, this one happens to be a kind of a special one. It's a custom version from their custom shop. It allows them to do a lot of, crazy, I'm going to say crazy things, but it allows you to do some real customization. And that's the one thing I got to really pat Benchmade on the back for, is the fact that you can customize the heck out of some of these knives, including put some text on there, put little designs. It's actually pretty neat. I was kind of fooling around with that. So let's have a look at the tabletop. Now, I haven't opened this up. All I did is cut the tape on the bottom. And I have to say thank you so much to a Reddit bro who sold me this. He actually waited a couple days for me to be able to afford this, because sticking all this money for knives is a sickness there, fellas. All right, so let's go to the tabletop and let's have a look at this Benchmade Crooked River. So the one thing I noticed right away is it came in this like kind of really cool box. I mean, I like this this box. It's stainless steel 20 CV custom Crooked River manual opening. I don't know what the significance is between the hunt. I guess because it's kind of a hunting knife. Let's open this up. And I knew that it had, so this isn't part of the custom scales or the customness. Here is the bolsters, which is a couple of aluminum bolsters, and it looks like G10, kind of almost like a stylized wood pattern on there. This is what originally comes with the knife, and this particular one happens to have some, oh, there's a little Snoopy thing there. He also said that he was going to send me some extra axis lock things. Well, I don't see it yet, but that's all right. Has a nice little bag, and let's just see. So it has custom scales. I don't know where the scales are from, but oh, look at that. This is quite a big knife. Oh yeah, it's got the axis lock under there. So you can tell this is pre-owned. Oh, this is a whole smack lock bigger than I thought it was going to be. The one thing I do know about this is it's got a tiny bit of a chip on the very tip that I'm not sure if you can notice that. It'll be sharpened out. Of course, it is a user. It's a used knife. Looks like it's got some wear on this clip. This is kind of not a crazy deep carry clip. I'm really amazed at how big this knife is. It's smooth though. Oh, it's very drop shot. Tiny bit of side to side. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. I'll have to tighten that up a little bit, because then maybe the drop shotness will go away. One of the things that I've kind of read about these Benchmade Crooked Rivers are the fact that the washers seem to kind of break in. They get smoother over time. I'm really looking forward to maybe putting this thing back to stock. This handle feels good, but it's not the best looking. I don't think. It's almost like a kind of like a I don't know what you'd call it, a digicam type thing, but I'm probably going to end up dyeing these anyways. I'll clean them up really good, give them a darn good scrub. Let's just see here. Let's kind of go over some of this just a little bit here. Benchmade Crooked River. Let's see if we can get some specs on this, because it is a really big knife. That's the one thing I want to do. Let's just see here. Features and specifications. All right, so the blade length is 4 inches long. That is quite a big blade. Is the factory normal one is without the customization is stabilized wood. And I think it's diamond wood, which is basically wood fibers kind of pressed into a wood mold. So it is actually wood, but with a wood resin. So it's not like a piece of wood that they've melded into it. They've kind of stamped it. This particular one has got the axis lock. Now it's got the not a full kind of backspacer, but kind of a half backspacer. You've got a couple of standoffs. I don't know if there's no standoffs at all. This clip here can be, I think there's different clips that you can get. This one here happens to look all right. It's a little bit worn, but this is a pre-owned knife that I did buy. The customized version like this is probably roughly with the steel somewhere. It says 320 or $340 US on the Benchmade site, which is quite a bit of money. Let's just see here in Canada. You're looking at, for an S30V, just kind of a standard one, you're looking at about $375 at House of Knives. In the States, I'm going to guess you're probably low threes, like high twos, like, $295, $280. That's what I'm going to guess at if you happen to be in the good old US of A. Let's have a look at Blade HQ, if they've got one happening right now. Yeah, 288, 270. And of course, that'll go up. There is a one here for 159. It looks like it is just probably as plain Jane as you can get. Yes. So 160 with S30V. So there is quite a bit more money here in Canada. So I am going to probably pull these off, put on the regular scales, and I am going to, I think, really kind of dye these. I've got some nice red. I think I might put the whole thing red, and it'll be a nice kind of a fire engine red, a real bright knife. And then I might even dye this backspacer black. Now, I have seen this knife with a black bolsters as well as a black blade. Oh, it looks pretty sharp. Just to give you an idea of kind of what size this is and actually how big it is, here's quite a big knife in its own right. That is the Spyderco Shaman, and this Crooked River really dwarfs this Shaman. Edgewise, you can see that I thought the steel would be quite a bit thinner than the Shaman, because the Shaman's quite a good work knife, but it looks like this Crooked River's got some fairly thick stock in it. I'm going to say probably 3.2 inches or so. Let's just see blade thickness, 0.12 inches. I don't know what that is in millimeters. Let's have a quick look and see, because I am from Kazakhstan. I have to know the metric. I don't know that, that's 1200ths or 1600ths. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I am of that age where I still think, let's see, I still think temperature in Fahrenheit. So if it's 80 degrees, I know that's pretty damn hot. But I think coldness in Celsius, so like -30. Well, I guess -30 is a bad -30 is a bad example, because I think -32 is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit, and damn it, -32 is damn cold. Does it show how thick it is? No, it doesn't. Not on my website here. This House of Knives, man, you're letting me down here. Let's see if Blades Canada knows what it is. 3.15 millimeters, and I think so. That's still a fairly thick. It is kind of a high saber ground there. This is a clip point, so it is a really good hunting knife, I think, especially with this 20 CV. The 20 CV has got some good edge retention. It's good stainlessness. I don't think the toughness is super fantastic. It looks like this one was probably dropped a little bit on its tip, and it is, it is so insignificant, that tip. It's not the end of the world. The one good sharpening will take that right out of it, but it is a little bit dirty, so I will clean that up. I got some really good cleaner that will degreaser that'll clean that right up. The one thing I gotta say, I really enjoy the fact that you can do this access lock one-handed. The ergonomics on this, I think I'd really like to see what the ergonomics are on with the standard on this. This one here is okay. It's a tiny bit blocky. I think it makes the knife a little bit more butch, though, with the kind of the feel of it, just from what I've kind of heard. But oh man, I think it's going to be something that is going to be kind of a good little hunting work knife. I don't know. I'm really impressed with this right off the bat. I'm impressed with how big it is, even though I knew right off the bat how big it's going to be. This handle is massive. Look, I've got double XL hands. I got big hands, and I can give myself a 4-fingered grip with lots of grip left to go here. My pinky is right to the end. But if I want to choke up on the knife, let's just see. There's no jimping on the blade at all. Would like to see a little bit of that. This jipping here it's kind of recessed a little bit, so it might feel a little bit different with the original bolsters on it, but it's not too harsh with these particular scales on it. And 20 CV. I think I'm going to customize this a little bit. Now, the one thing is, does anybody know how I can darken these scales up? I don't think I want to do kind of a heat treatment on them. They're aluminum, it looks like. But can I use like gun bluing? Will that kind of darken them right up? Can I use like an acid wash the blade? I don't know. If you guys know how I can anodize these to a kind of a dark gray to kind of suit the knife a little bit more, I would appreciate it. Oh, look at that. Of course, it has to have the lanyard hole. I forgot about that. Yeah, I really like it. It's a nice big lanyard hole, and it's a really nice position too as well. I am such a sucker for a lanyard hole. So there's my first impression here of the Benchmade Crooked River. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. It's a lot more robust than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be a real, just kind of a large, slim cardboard cutter, but it seems like it's more of a robust knife than I kind of give it credit for. So even though that tip is chipped, it looked like the whole knife was probably dropped right on that chip, and it's not very, very big. It's so small, this chip on there. I even hesitate to say that it's even a chip, but you can see how you've got 3.15 millimeters. It kind of tapers a little bit, then it thickens a little bit at the tip. So it does have that kind of tip strength. And you can see that it is kind of a high saber ground. Seems that maybe a tad thick behind the edge, but we'll find out. Not incredibly sharp right now. Looks like the edge has been... Oh, I thought it was chipped a little bit. It just looks like it's a little bit dirty. And that's one of my little tricks is to use my fingernail along the edge of a blade. Oh, you can feel there's some snags there. So there is a little bit of work that needs to be done on this blade, but hey, it was a used knife. So far, I am quite impressed, and I think I'm going to be even more impressed when it gets the original skin on it, the original jacket, rather than these. And I'm going to clean the hell out of these. I'm going to dye them, and I might even put them up for sale. Who knows? We'll see how it feels afterwards, but I think this is definitely going to be one that's a keeper. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed having a quick first impressions of this. I have one that's going to be arriving tomorrow, the next day. It's a Grail knife. I just want to kind of leave it out there. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff to be able to get this knife. I don't want to talk about it. All I have to say is that I had to take some really, really hot showers afterwards. And I was curled up in the fetal position crying on the bottom of the shower. But I got myself a grill knife. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Please stay safe. Please keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.